Hello, MGTOW. Hello, men. This is Howard Dare. Thanks for stopping by. So, I want to talk about 5 reasons why you can't win an argument with a woman. But first, let me say thank you to everybody who's been stopping by, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, even donating. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, or you're new to the channel, please go ahead, click the subscribe button, click the bell symbol next to it, and accept the email notifications. It'll help me grow my channel, and I would really appreciate it. Now, let's talk about 5 reasons why you can't win an argument with a woman. Number 5, you can't argue with feelings. There's no way to win. It's not really an argument. She's expressing her feelings. That's what she's using language for. That's what somebody who's in this emotional state is using language for. And I'm not suggesting that a person is going from being this crazy emotional person to being like this paragon of logic and reason like Spock. No, I'm saying that once they cross that line of emotional crazy, there's no logical or reasonable argument that's going to compel them. At least that's my experience. And the further you get into it, the worse it gets. And what I want you to recognize is that the constant insults and belittling and recriminations that women throw at men and that certain political parties throw at other political parties, it's an expression of their feelings. They're just outraged. They're morally outraged. So they're throwing out all these feelings, and eventually it escalates into this big argument. Now, you're not going to reason them out of it. So moving on. Number 4, if you start to actually make your point and make your point, get your point across, it's going to enrage them and it's going to inflame even more feelings. This is why these situations escalate. It was never a logical, rational agreement to begin with, but if you do start to make inroads, they're going to escalate. Their feelings are going to get even more hurt. And you understand that it's just a continuation of the process. So like you're trying to reason, you're trying to use logic and things like that, and that's not the situation you're in when you're arguing with a woman or a very emotional person or a child. They're expressing their feelings. They're not putting out a logical, rational argument and then looking for you to come back and talk to them about it. Now, the number 3 reason why you can't win an argument with a woman is because you're most likely dealing with a compulsive liar. You're most likely dealing with somebody who gets by in the world by portraying themselves as a victim. So that's the trap that you've walked into when you're dealing with a person like that. So no matter what you do, like if you were to try to give them $1 million, they would say, well, now I have to pay the taxes on this and I have to hire a tax attorney. Look at all this trouble that you brought to me. Okay, this is why their problems don't get solved, because problem that they're complaining about was never the problem. The problem was and is them wanting to find fault with the hardworking, virtuous people who they do not want to try to emulate, and then they want this free consideration. They don't want to do the work, so they find fault with other people's work, and they say you're doing the wrong work. As if, this is Anita Sarkeesian, as if it's their job in life to get other people to do the work that they want them to do, as opposed to that they should actually do work in life. So, I cover this in a lot of my other videos. You're dealing with somebody who gets by in the world through emotional manipulation. So this moves beyond the stage of somebody just using language to express their feelings and then affect change in the world. This is somebody at this point that is using emotional abuse and manipulation right from the start to completely make their way in the world. And as a last resort is doing physical work, is producing something of value that other people want to exchange something of value for. That's hard work. That's 20% of the people. That's what you're aiming for, to be self-sufficient, to be self-reliant. Moving on. Number 2 reason why you cannot win an argument with a woman or a very emotional person, men use these tactics as well, is because they have an eject button. It's an unfair power dynamic. You cannot win. At any given moment, she can press the eject button and you're going to go flying. Literally. She can start to cry. She can say, you made her cry. Her feelings, your responsibility. You made her cry by not agreeing with her. by trying to use logic and reason in deciding your future course of action and using that to govern how you move through life. No, she wants you emotional. She wants you all crazy. She's going to accuse you. Sexism, racism, anyism, not sensitive to feminism, whatever. Okay, it's this constant complaining and finding fault rather than being productive. It's a preemptive moral attack because these are their feelings of resentment, not a logical, rational argument. And at any given time, as I said, they have the eject button and you do not because you're a virtuous, honest, hardworking person. Right? So it's not just men and women, but it's mostly, low-class women manipulating, using sexuality to get by in what should otherwise be a meritocracy where you're based just on your results. And if, she does that, you're ostracized, you're thrown out of the social group that you're in. Women have this power, this social power that men don't have. She can accuse you of a crime, right? At which point the man is going to jail. His freedom is taken away, destroys his life, destroys his future, destroys his socioeconomic status. I've got guys trying to pretend like this doesn't matter. Like if they were to change the divorce laws that automatically all men owe 100% child support for the rest of their lives, and there's just no consideration in any of this, and any deviation from this put the man immediately in jail. It'd be like, oh, well, that's politics, and that doesn't have anything to do with MGTOW and men. No, it does. The women can use the institutions to destroy men. That's what they're doing. And because we're in a gynocentric system, people are like, oh, I don't care. We don't care. It's just another man. There's a lot of extra ones. So this is where it's all taking place in this social economic background. So to say that you don't care about that or that's an inappropriate conversation for MGTOW is to doom all these men to abject failure, slavery, destitution, desolation. So it matters. Okay, you understand that it's the power dynamic that at any point she can look at you and she can say, look, you're going to make me cry, or she can say, look, I can call the police. So the argument's over, all right? There is no argument. You can't win that argument. You win that argument, she starts to cry, she calls the police. You haven't won the argument. Okay, number one reason why you cannot win an argument with a woman is because you are playing on their field. You think you're a woman's equal in feelings and emotions? You are not. You think we're all equal and we're all the same? We're not. Women have skills that men don't have, and this has to do with emotional manipulation and expressing their feelings. This is why there's some good female writers, decent female writers, very good at expressing themselves at times. It's a home field advantage. As I said, it's worse because the men actually think that they're equals, and we're not. As I said, the women have some skills, the men have some skills. The women have some weaknesses, the men have some weaknesses. One of the weaknesses that the men have is that they can't see when somebody is trying to manipulate them and take advantage of them, especially if it's a pretty woman. So you're playing her game on her field with her rules, with her referees. And if you play too rough, you're going to get a penalty. If you tell the truth, you're going to get a penalty. So this is why it's so dangerous for the men to get together with the women now. The power dynamic, it's completely unfair. And the men can't even be true to reality in the company of the women. That's how unbearable that they've become. That's how entitled and privileged and abusive they have become. Because society, culture, social groups, social institutions placate the female needs. Politicians, government, the workplace, education. You can't make her cry. You can't disagree with her. It's her. These are her feelings. Isn't it the right thing to do? Women have been oppressed for thousands of years. So we have to drug the boys in school. So it doesn't matter that you didn't do anything wrong, but you're being thrown out of school because it hurt her feelings. It doesn't matter what the truth is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what will best serve the future going forward. What matters are her feelings. So you're playing on her field. So don't do it. Don't get into these arguments with a woman, with these types of people. Recognize that you're just going to lose. So what are you going to do? Okay, you're going to minimize your exposure to that field. You're going to interact there. You have to interact there. But you're going to keep it in a minimum. And you're going to recognize the dangers. You're not going to, entangle yourself in it. You're going to go your own way. you're going to move back to masculine fields of endeavor, the trades, hobbies, productive work, physical fitness, daily habits, maintaining your environment, putting your own house in order, operating through masculine principles and ideals that you know will make you stronger and more fit tomorrow, which will enhance your skills and build your strength and not hurt you and not damage you. I cover a lot of this in my MGTOW videos. Check them out. Support the Howard Dare channel. So these are just some of the things that you can do to protect yourself from this situation. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. Let me know what you think about this in the comments section below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, donate, and join me again, Howard Dare, as I plan to have more content for you. Thank you, MGTOW.